Volo's Guide to Monsters. Welcome, traveler, to a world of monsters, mysteries, and marvelous adventures. Today, we journey through Volo's Guide to Monsters, a rich and fascinating book from the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Written as if by the fictional explorer Volothamp Geddarm, or Volo for short, this book offers both practical advice and colorful stories about the creatures of the realms. Along the way, the wise and slightly skeptical wizard Elminster adds his own notes, correcting Volo's sometimes exaggerated tales. In this audiobook summary, we will explore three main parts. Monster lore, deep stories and information about famous monsters. Character races, new options for players who want to create unique heroes. Bestiary, descriptions of new monsters for dungeon masters to use. Part 1, Monster Lore. Volo's first goal is to help adventurers understand the true nature of monsters, their behavior, their societies, and their motives. He doesn't just describe how to fight them, he tries to explain how they live. Here are the main monsters he covers. 1. Goblinoids. The goblinoids include goblins, hobgoblins, and bugbears. Though many think of them as simple pests, Volo teaches us otherwise. Goblins are small, clever, and very sneaky. They love traps, ambushes, and trickery. They live in large tribes ruled by the strongest goblins or by outside masters. Hobgoblins are disciplined warriors who respect strength and military order. They build armies, plan carefully, and value honor, in their own cruel way. Bugbears are massive, brutal brutes who love sneaking up on their enemies despite their size. They often act as muscle for goblin tribes. Goblinoid society revolves around the god Maglobiot, who demands constant war and conquest. 2. Beholders. Beholders are one of the most bizarre and dangerous creatures in all the realms. They are floating spheres with one central eye and many eye stalks, each firing deadly magical rays. Beholders are incredibly paranoid. They often dream up enemies, even imagining threats that do not exist. Each beholder believes itself to be the most perfect being. If a beholder dreams of a slightly different version of itself, that dream can create a new beholder, an act that leads to deadly rivalries. A beholder's lair is full of traps, strange architecture, and floating objects. Nothing about it is normal. 3. Giants. Giants believe they were the first true rulers of the world. They have their own strict caste system called the Ordning, which ranks them by strength and skill. Storm giants sit at the top, wise and powerful. Cloud giants, fire giants, frost giants, stone giants, and hill giants follow, each with their own customs and powers. Each type of giant worships their creator god, Anam the All-Father, and seeks to prove themselves worthy. 4. Mind flayers, illithids. Mind flayers are terrifying beings from the far realm, a place beyond normal reality. They have octopus-like heads with tentacles that can suck out brains. They are extremely intelligent, using psychic powers to control other creatures. Mind flayers once ruled a vast empire, enslaving entire worlds. Though their empire fell long ago, they still dream of rebuilding it. Their ultimate goal is to create a great brain that will control all minds across the multiverse. 5. Yuan-Ti. The Yuan-Ti are snake-like people who believe in cold, logical evil. They see emotions as a weakness. Their society is secretive, cruel, and completely focused on gaining power. They worship serpent gods and conduct strange rituals to turn more humans into their own kind. In a Yuan-Ti's mind, betrayal and sacrifice are simply necessary steps toward domination. 6. Other lore. Volo also briefly discusses kobolds, small reptilian creatures who worship dragons and build tricky lairs. Hags, evil witches who trade in dark magic and cruel bargains. Gnolls, savage, demon-worshipping hyenas that exist only to destroy. Each of these creatures has its own society, legends, and secrets, making them more than just enemies to be slain. Part 2, Character races. Character options for players who want to create heroes, or villains, who are a little more unusual. Here are the new playable races. 1. Aasimar. Descendants of celestial beings. Guided by a sense of divine duty. Powers linked to light, healing, and good. 2. Furbolg. Gentle giant kin who live in harmony with nature. Skilled in magic and hidden villages. 3. Goliath. Mountain-dwelling athletes who value strength and competition. Hardy, proud, and used to harsh conditions. 4. Kenku. Crow-like humanoids who cannot speak normally. Communicate by mimicking sounds they have heard. Often driven by greed or a need to atone for ancient sins. 5. Lizard folk. Cold-blooded, logical, and alien in thought. They see emotions differently, treating death and survival very practically. 6. Tabaxi. Cat-like people driven by curiosity and wanderlust. Agile, playful, and secretive. 7. Triton. Underwater guardians from the deep seas. Proud and noble protectors of the material world. There are also monster-like races players can choose. Bugbear. Goblin. Hobgoblin. Kobold. Orc. Yuan-Ti pure blood. Each of these comes with unique strengths, but might also make social interactions harder in the game world. By allowing players to take on the roles of these unusual races, Volo's guide expands the storytelling possibilities of every adventure. Part 3, Bestiary. Finally, we reach the Bestiary, a collection of new monsters for dungeon masters to unleash upon their players. Here are just a few highlights. 1. Frogamoth. A gigantic, frog-like monster with multiple tongues and tentacles. Lurks in swamps and ambushes prey. 2. Alhun and Eulitharid. Powerful evolutions of mind flayers. Alhuns are mind flayers who seek undeath. Eulitharids are larger, more commanding versions of standard mind flayers. 3. Banderhab. Huge, dark creatures that swallow their victims whole. Serve evil masters through magical compulsion. 4. Catablipas. A strange creature whose head hangs low and emits a deadly, disease-ridden stench. Feared by all who know its name. 5. Deep Scion. Humans transformed by underwater powers into monstrous spies and assassins. 6. Verbeeg. Giants that are smaller and sneakier than most of their kin. Often act as bandits or mercenaries. 7. Orthan. Devilish hunters who never stop pursuing their targets. Volo's guide also updates older monsters like hags, with new covens and terrifying powers. Kobolds, with new trap ideas and leaders. Yuan-Ti, with fresh varieties for greater storytelling. Dungeon masters can fill their worlds with new terrors, create entire societies based on this book's creatures, or use them as the seeds for grand adventures. Final thoughts. Volo's Guide to Monsters isn't just a book about things to fight. It's a guide to creating deeper, richer worlds full of wonder, mystery, and danger. By offering new lore, fresh character options, and terrifying monsters, this guide opens doors to limitless storytelling. As Volo himself might say, knowledge is power, but knowing when to run is wisdom. Whether you are a brave hero, a cunning dungeon master, or simply a lover of strange tales, Volo's Guide to Monsters has treasures for you. And so, our journey ends, for now. Thank you for listening. May your travels be safe, your adventures grand, and your imagination ever wild.